try and use one credit card, you know, for all your purchases online, because if you do that and something does happen, it's so much easier to call the one credit card company as opposed to offline, where you tend to use a bunch of different ones, department stores, you know, plus your major credit cards. The worst thing parents can do when their child comes to them and says, hey, I want to get a profile up on Myspace and Facebook, is to say no, quite honestly, because the internet is not going to go away. You have to deal with it. And the best thing you can do is say, well, you know what, yeah, you can have a profile, but I want to see it when you put it up. And you know what, while you're there, I think I'd like to have a profile too. Can you show me how to do it, and can you add me as your first buddy or your first friend? And then that way you're getting involved with what your child's doing online, and you're also seeing what they're doing without being nosy or over the shoulder. The best way to keep your computer safe from viruses, hackers, Trojans, spyware, and other bad things online is to make sure that you have both antivirus and firewall software installed on your computer. Doesn't matter if you're using dial-up, DSL, cable, or any other kind of internet hookup. You have to keep it protected. And not only that, once you buy the software, make sure it's updated all the time. Most of the products have automatic updates on them. And then at the end of the year, when it says your subscription is going to run out, renew it. Don't say, oh, I don't need to pay for this, because honestly, every day there are new viruses being created. Hackers are having a field day trying to create new ways to get into, you know, unprotected ports and unprotected computers. And the best thing you can do is keep your computer protected all the time. Identity theft online is overrated. The majority of identity theft cases happen offline, and usually it's because of somebody that you know, usually a relative or a friend that has access to your records and your information. Online, it's a little bit tougher because so many of the websites have encryption, or they have secure capabilities that you're less likely to have your identity stolen online. And it goes back to making sure that the websites you go to are legitimate websites. If you go to a shopping website, or you go to someplace like PayPal or eBay or Amazon, and you're putting things in your shopping cart, you'll notice that at the top of the web browser, the line is going to change from HTTP to HTTPS, which means it's secure. That's the same for any website that you do any kind of transactions on. If it doesn't have that, and your little lock down at the bottom of your web screen isn't locked, then that means it's not a secure website. Just little things that if you don't feel right about it, don't go there. Don't give out information to people that email you saying that you've won the lottery, or there's millions of dollars somewhere in another country and they want your help transferring it over to the USA and ask you for your social security number, your bank number, things like that. Don't fall for it. If you have any questions, any doubts at all, there are plenty of places to go to. The ftc.gov website is a wonderful resource. Don't fall for scams like that. A lot of people love to post information about their daily lives on their blogs or online diaries. And one thing everyone has to remember is that unless you mark your blog or your online diary as private and for only people on your friends list, anyone, anywhere, online, anywhere in the world, it's, you know, they can read it. And not only that, you have to remember that current and potential employers are now doing searches online, not only through blogs, but they're doing like Google, Yahoo searches on employee names. And if they find some bad things out there about you, you could lose a job, you could lose a potential new job. Be careful what photos you put up there, what videos you put up, what comments you make. You just have to be so careful about what you post online these days, because literally you just can't hide from anyone on the internet anymore. Nothing is private. When you decide to take the plunge and go into chat rooms or instant messaging or message boards, the one thing that you should do before you do that is take a look at your options and your preferences, because the majority of the time the default preferences that are there mean that anyone else online can view what you're typing, what you're talking about, what you're posting. And if you go in there and you make some changes so that only people on your friends or your buddy list can view it, especially in instant messaging and in chat rooms, then you're less likely to have problems. And then when it comes to adding friends to your friend or buddy list, make sure you only add people you really, really know and you really want to communicate